Welcome to my presentation on using student response systems in the classroom. I will be discussing historical, current, and emerging technologies that allow students to respond in the classroom. First, these were called audience response systems, and they were developed to rate motion pictures. Audiences were given handheld wired remote controls to let the producers know whether they liked the film or didn't. The use of these wired remote controls led to the development of TV controllers wired to people's televisions so that they can control them from home. Imagine having all these wire lines running all over the place was not very practical. Soon, remote control through infrared light came around. But as we all know, if anybody walks in front of the remote control or the controller, it cuts off communication. Remote controlling objects through infrared light soon gave way to radio frequency control. RF signals proved to be very practical. Nothing can get in the way of a radio frequency signal. Unfortunately, the RF signal is negatively affected by distance from the controller to the receiver. Transmission through wires, transmission through infrared light, transmission through radio frequency. Let's see how this technology is being used with our students. So now let's take a look at how clickers are being used in the classroom today.
Individual-based quiz. You see how you rank as an individual, but then you sit with your teams, and then a following question on the same concept will, arise, and then everybody in your team will vote on it. You have to talk about it as a team, and competition fuels knowledge. You want to defend what you pick. It makes you passionate about what you're learning, and it actually makes the concepts, actually interesting.
You want to be best. A lot of the class is competing against other teams for the right answer, so it makes you want to study and want to show up prepared because you know that you're gonna, win if you do well, and that's important.
If you win the competition, you don't have to take the final. So
It
plays a pretty big part in everyone wants to win the competition. So everyone tries really hard. Everyone studies up on the podcast, make sure they know the information, so we can get as many points as possible when we are taking the test. So we can hopefully be the best team and not have to take the final.
For me, I don't stand up and speak in class, but with the clickers, with my team, it gives me more confidence to get up and say, "Ha, I know this answer," or "We know this answer."
You go to class and you're actually living it instead of sitting there getting told what to do and having someone lecture on you.
Class is at 8 in the morning, and we're the most fired up group of 4 guys you could ever find.
Now let's move from current technology using radio frequency in the classroom via clickers to emerging technology that involves any smart device.
Help you become a better reader?
Well, it's helped me become a better reader because I can listen to myself if I record it, and when we do it together as a team, people can give me tips and they can listen to my reading without me having to read out loud. And it also helps me if my teacher, so I don't have to go up to my teacher and tell her if I could show her what we're doing. I can just send it to her. It's been a great help.
Imagine you're standing in front of an audience. No matter what situation, interaction with your listeners is a strong success factor. Tools that helps you do this is usually expensive, requires hardware, and is complex to install and manage. We have Mentimeter, a free, reliable, and simple service that allows you to gather the opinion of your audience without any hassle. All you need to do is create a question on Mentimeter.com, and the question will appear in front of the audience. By using mobile phones or tablets, your audience can vote instantly on your question. The result will emerge in real time. Every day, we hear about new ways to use Mentimeter. For example, let everybody take equal part in important decisions. or strengthen your message when you speak. Make your students more alert by arranging a pop quiz. Gather feedback on your performance, or simply ease up the mood. We know that Mentimeter will bring great value to your performance. Create your own question at mentimeter.com.
As you can see in the video, my students are actively engaged using the Socrative app in my classroom. All I have to do is log on to the app using my iPad, and then I walk around the room and I can monitor what question the small groups are on, and what they're working on, and I can watch and make sure everybody's working well together in small collaborative groups. And another way I use it in my classroom is I can have them work individually during station rotations on the Socrative app. All I need to do is to log on to m.socrative.com and click on the student button. All I have to do on my side is log on, but log on as a teacher. I tell them to go ahead and enter the classroom, which is SOTO.404. Once they do, they're logged in and they can take whatever activity or quiz that I have set up for them. Now let's transition to the idea of ethics in regards to student response systems in the classroom. The idea of ethics takes into account people's ideas of what is right and what is wrong. The 10 commandments for using technology in the classroom are: number 1, thou shalt not use a computer to harm other people. Number 2, thou shalt not interfere with other people's computer work. Number 3, thou shalt not snoop around in other people's files. Number 4, thou shalt not use a computer to steal. Number 5, thou shalt not use a computer to bear false witness. Number 6, thou shalt not use or copy software for which you have not paid. Number 7, thou shalt not use other people's computer resources without authorization. Number 8, thou shalt not appropriate other people's intellectual output. Number 9, thou shalt think about the social consequences of the program you write. And lastly, thou shalt use a computer in ways that show consideration and respect. Now let's consider what leading psychologists may have to say about the ethical dilemmas our students will be facing when using student response systems in the classroom. First, there's Kohlberg. He has 3 levels that consist of 6 stages, which surround infancy, preschool, school age, teen, and adulthood. Basically, it works this way. Our students will be faced with different ethical dilemmas based on their present developmental level. Psychologist Dr. Carol Gilligan breaks it down in terms that are easier to understand. She explains that in the pre-conventional stage, our students are dealing with how much they love themselves, and then they transition to how much they love us. In the conventional stage, they begin to understand that they love other people more than themselves. In the post-conventional stage, they decide that they love themselves and they love the people around them. In this way, they base their ethical decisions on these principles based on their developmental levels. Now the question comes back to us as teachers. What is our ethical responsibility to our students? Do we hold them back to old school ways? Or do we enable active engagement and success through student response systems in our classrooms?